Hello, everybody. Kind of getting organized a little bit here. Woo! How's your day going? Let me dim this light a little bit so less glare. Too much? Woo, too much. Oh, gosh. It takes me forever right now to make adjustments in the camera after I go live. I'm so sorry. So it's 2:00. I got my little countdown going. We are a week away from Christmas, people. How's the Christmas prep going? Are you getting it done? Because holy cow, it can be overwhelming. I'm pretty much done. I mean, I have all that last minute, clean the house, shop for food kind of thing. Maybe a few presents still to wrap, but not crazy. I'm in good shape, but I have time. I mean, I remember like when I was working, no time, right? No time. Anyway, so today I'm doing something a little different. I want to make some clean and simple cards. Clean and simple is not my style. I think you all know this. Clean and simple is hard for me. I am a add as much as you can, as much color as possible kind of person. Jazz it up, glam it up, pile it up. That's my style. But here's my incentive. Okay, you guys are going to be like, what the hell is she showing me? This is my container, and it is just full of card panels, embossed panels. I'll show you what's in here. All kinds of metallic cardstocks, circles and dies and etc. And what I did was I got out my old embossing folders. I'm tearing up my craft room looking for my Little Santa agenda stamps. They are not in my Santa drawer. They're not in my reindeer drawer. And I do not know where they are. I have searched every single section of my stamp room to the point where I have to buy them again if I don't find them soon. Because I really wanted them. I'm ready to use them. And I can't find them. I have torn this place up. But in the meantime, I found all these cool things. So, you know those embossing folders that are kind of weird? You don't know what to do with them. Gosh, these are hard to see. Let me grab a black piece of cardstock, see if that helps. Okay, so, oh yeah. All right, so like these where it essentially embosses like a whole scene. It's like, what the heck do you do with those, right? I have some backgrounds that are just like greenery style. Here's another total scene one. It's like, it covers a card. Here's one that is a wreath. Here's another total cover a card style embossing. And there's all kinds of inking techniques. This is a retired Stampin' Up! 3D one that is trees. And I don't know. I just thought, okay, I'm going to use these things. I'm going to use them up. I find these dirt cheap at Daisy Lane on their sales because I'm not the only one who doesn't know what to do with all of them, right? It's like I don't use them like I used to. So let me grab my pack of embossed panels here. So I have here's some trees. Here's one of those ornament ones. Here are the poinsettia ones, the wreath, which is, I did a couple of those because I really like that wreath. Here's one of the holly all over. I did a couple of those. Here's another tree. Here's just a piece I had left over from that giant circle embossing. Here is a panel I had left over from a Pink Fresh class. Here is another die cut background. I had a couple of the Stampin' Up! Embossing that I cut a circle in. Just a regular panel with a circle. Here's this one. So you can see, I just went crazy and did a whole bunch of these. And then, I mean, I have so many more because, look at this. I always keep as many panels around as I can. If I'm making one, why not make 5? If you're gonna make 3, why not make 6? I mean, you know, like, make a bunch. And then when you are in a pinch, like today might be a last minute, oh my gosh, I need something for the mailman, which is the situation I'm in. All those cards I've made, and I forgot the mailman. Duh. And oh, and the UPS guy and the FedEx guy, I always give them like Subway cards or something. And so I'm gonna make a few last minute Christmas cards. Anyway, so you can kind of see this is left over from a class. This was just a piece that I made, I don't know, during one of my lives. So you can see I have lots of embossed panels, and I just want to make some white on white, minimal color style cards. The other thing that I love, and I'm totally a sucker for metallic paper, metallic cardstock. And so, you know, I embossed several pieces of that. Those are just panels. So, and sometimes I cut them into the size I need, but I cut a shape out of it so that I have, you know, some coordinating shapes for messages for the front. It's just something no one will ever know you did, that you cut that out. And I don't know why I feel the need to save my cardstock because I have so much of it. I just need to use it. But I love how metallic cardstock embosses. Look how beautiful it is. There's that. Look at that. That all over green. Okay. Anyway, you get the drift, right? You get the idea that you can make all kinds of really cool cards. Look, that's those peaceful evergreens. Here's another one with the wood with gray. Okay. So today I just thought I need to use up some of these panels. Why not? Why not make some really cool, sweet cards, right? So what I did was I cut a bunch of card bases. You know, I always have a bunch of card bases on hand. So off to the side, you know, I just did tons of card bases. And I'm just going to make some card fronts to start with. So to start with, I cut these two. A2 size cards are 5.5 by 4 1/4, right? So this panel, I cut it just a 1/4 inch smaller. So these are 4 1/4 by 5.5. These panels then are 5 1/4 by 4. So that leaves just a little white border all the way around, which means I can just, you know, start piling these onto my card bases and have a start to a lot of different cards. The other size I cut just a 1/4 inch even smaller of white so that I would have a card front that I see where I just have a sliver showing. That's why it's so easy to That's why it's so easy to cut the centers out and make things with them, because you can totally cover it up. No one will know. And then these are, let me look at my measurements, 3 3/4 by 5. These are 3 3/4 by 5, so even smaller. And I cut a bunch of panels, just a sliver, so that, see, look at this. If you didn't have the light showing through, you wouldn't know. And you just have just a tiny sliver of blue all around, and it's gonna look awesome. So what I'm saying is I just cut layers. I cut tons of layers. I basically cut these full size because I wasn't sure how I would use them, but obviously some of them are a little meh, and they need to be cut down just a little bit. And I love the white on white kind of look. So I knew I would need something to put on these, and I thought about just grabbing my ribbon and tying a ribbon on. It just seemed such an obvious thing. But instead, I want to do just a few different kind of techniques. And, you know, the obvious thing is just layer it and go. But I have a few things I want to do. So the first thing, I'm going to get out my Stampin' Up. This is cutting blade, and the gray is a scoring blade. So you can trim things down. So like this panel is a little big, I can trim it down, whatever. And then the first thing I want to do is I want to score. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my larger panel and I am going to put it at the 1/4 inch mark all the way like on the opposite side of my channel, 1/4 inch mark, and I'm going to score, and I'm going to turn, put it at the 1/4 inch mark, score, turn, 1/4 inch mark, score, turn, 1/4 inch mark, and score. So what you end up with is something like this, and you can make a design. Now let's put it at the 1/2 inch mark and score, and just keep flipping it around at the 1/2 inch mark and score, 1/2 inch mark, score, 1/2 inch mark, score. Okay, look at that. So that makes a little texture onto your card. I'm just gonna kind of move this out of the way for a sec. I'm gonna be using this a lot. Okay. My table is so full, so full. And I want to put something in this panel, and I could use gold. I could use oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, I need a ruler to get me through here. All right, so my inner part is 3 inside the score lines. 3 by about 4 1/4. So I want to cut this down so it fits inside of my score lines. And I don't want to cut off the whole design, but it's going to have to, what did I say? 3 by like 4 1/2. I'm just going to keep cutting the edges away so that it will fit inside. Obviously, I told you I was going to make white on white, and I started right off the bat with one that's not white on white. But look how pretty. Okay, I think I need a little sliver more cut off of there. All right. I just want it to, I want it to fit inside as much as possible. And it's a great use for that embossing folder. Look at that. So, wow, that's so pretty. I just love it. And I'm just going to attach it flat. A lot of my cards today are going to be more or less flat. So I have this panel right in there. And it's just so gorgeous, you guys. Now, I just need like, you know, I need like a, you know, a message or something on it. Maybe not in red. I don't know. That might be really nice. It's really pretty. A red bow at the top with a little Merry Christmas or something. So I'm going to call this one more or less done. There is one thing. Let me see if I can find my punch really quick. I don't know why I think I can find things fast, but hold on a sec. Gosh, I always have, I should always have these things out and ready all the time because I use them all the time and you would never know it. Well, shoot. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I thought it, for some reason in my head, this was a yellow punch. Okay, so this punch right here, see how it has those notches? This is one that you can find secondhand. I don't even know if they still sell it. It's an oldie, but it's one of my all-time favorites because what you can do is you can take a little twine and wrap it around there. So, okay, I know my gold twine has seen, look how crazy it is. I've had so much trouble finding the end of my twine that I keep cutting a new end. And so it's, you would not believe this, I'm sure, but I'm a stitcher. I deal with DMC floss like all the time. You would never know it by looking at the shape of this this crazy twine. Anyway, so here's what I'm going to do with my cute little punch. I'm going to tape it to the back. I have some what I call ugly washi. I have like washi tape that I will never use. I know it's pumpkins. You would think, oh, it's so cute, but I will never use that. All right, so I'm going to put this on the back of my project, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to wrap the corner. Do you see that? I'm going to wrap the corner, and then I'm going to end on the back, and I'm going to put another little piece of ugly washi, Scotch tape, tear and tape, whatever you've got. Okay, and then there is one panel ready to go, and I just need a message for it. So you can see where this will go on top of a card base. And another thing I could do is I could take another piece of cards of the metallic and put it down first and then put this on top. You know what? That is gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go ahead and apply it. While I'm here, I need to finish these. So by having all of your stuff like ready to roll, it is a lot easier to plunk together some cards and things, right? I'm just trying to make it somewhat even all around. Hard to do sometimes. Okay. There's card number 1. And it just needs a message. It needs a message on the front or a little bow. I could make a little gold bow in the corner. Ooh, that's very, very tempting to do. Something like that. And make a real sweet little bow on it. I don't know. I'm going to keep that bow out. Okay, so there's one. All right, let's do another. All right, so one of the things that I really want to do is, like I said, this like card panel, which means I need to trim this down. My white card panel is 5 1/4 by 4. So I need this trimmed down a 1/4 inch farther. So 3 3/4 by 5. And then cut these pieces off. And basically what I want to do is I want this to be built up just a little bit of lift. So I'm going to go ahead and do the foam tape thing, which I get foam tape by the vat. I'm just going to set this aside for me to use in a few minutes. I want to hear, I don't see any comments, so I would love to know what you guys are doing to Christmas prep. What is the last minute? Sorry, I felt like I had something crawling on me. That was creepy. I'd like to know your Christmas prep. I'm going to trim that just a little. I used to have gobs and gobs of Christmas prep. We had so many presents that we bought and stuff, but we have changed how we do our gift exchanges and stuff so much in our family. It's so much easier. It really is. Look how beautiful that is. And just imagine like a white bow or maybe a little of that Stampin' Up! Pool Party trim. Look how pretty that is. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm definitely going to put that on there. All right. I need to get out my other scissors. I got my paper scissors for ribbon. This is not good. Okay. It doesn't cut nearly as good, right? All right, so I'm just gonna put this across. I'm just gonna put a little adhesive there, put this across to hold it into place where I want it, and then I'm gonna flip it to the back and do the washi thing again. I want to use this roll up. This is the ugliest washi tape, I swear, and I feel like I can't get rid of it. I just use it and use it and use it, and it just lasts forever. It's very ugly. Look at that. It's a weird like gray green color. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm obviously struggling today with that. See, look how much of it I'm using, because I just want it gone. I just want it gone. I hate it so much. Okay. So I'm going to put that on there. And then I have a couple of options here. I have a bunch of white die cuts that I have. I also have a few little images, but I was thinking this kind of has a snowflake look. I could do a tree. I have some trees in here, but I think the snowflake is a cool idea. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? It needs a blue or something behind it, I think. But so my idea is, where's my other little one? Sorry, I knew I had a little one in here. I was just gonna layer these together, and I think I'm gonna cut a blue one in this color to go behind it, and then that card will be done. So that's a cool, I love that idea. I'm looking to see if I have any, like, you know, blue circles of the right color, but these are all way too bold. And I just keep this little dish of things nearby, and I'm just always kind of looking to see. I could cut a snowflake out of some of the silver. Wouldn't that be really pretty too? So there will be card number 2, and I will add some really cool gems to that and a snowflake in this pool party color. It'll be gorgeous. All right, so there's that one. Let's do another. I'm liking these. You know, let me grab another card base. All my card bases are white because I keep thinking I want to keep doing white on white, and I really like how this looks. The other, where is it? I have a lot of stuff on my desk. Let me just show you. Okay, I have a pile of options. This stamp set I just got it in the mail today. It was sent to me by Stephanie. It's an old Close to My Heart stamp set that she accidentally bought twice. Oh my gosh, look at those sweet little dots, and look at that. I almost feel like I need to use those. So maybe I'll do that one next. I also have a bunch of messages. These message sets from Stampin' Up! Greetings of the Season, they're very pretty, but also they have these dies with them that are great tags. This one is Peaceful Season, and I love this one because it also has that double layer Christmas word that's so pretty. I have the Deckle circles. Oh, I cut out, that's my reminder, I did cut out a couple of these boxes, and I thought something like this would be really sweet. And it doesn't have to be pink, it can be red. Let's do that one really quick. That way I can put that one aside. Oh gosh, so many ideas, so many things in my piles. All right, so let me grab my green and red marker. I need dark red blend, and I need a green. Which green do I want? I think I'm gonna pick jade green because it's kind of a blue green, and I do like that with red. So the first thing I'm gonna do is kind of outline a little bit where my petals are, so I don't accidentally color a leaf. I do that all the time. It's kind of stupid, but it's like when I'm not paying attention, I'm like, oh, that was supposed to be green, you know? Let me just see. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to see if there were comments. It is real. Facebook is so weird with the comments. I don't know what's going on with them. And I have looked everywhere. I have asked everyone, and everyone's having the same problem. Okay. Now I'm going to take the darker red and I'm going to just put it through the center of the petals. I'm not being careful. And then the darkest red just right at the middle here. Okay. And I made this pink. I'm not crazy about it. I think I might go ahead and do a little red on it too. But you know how there are some of these that have like a pink tip on them or something? That's what I was trying to go for, but I don't love how it looks, so. I'm going to go back to my pink, okay, and kind of blend this out a little bit. And then it'll have more of a pink tone, but it won't be quite so red. Squish, 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 squish. So today was fun. On my way over here, the reason I was a couple minutes late, lately, I've been letting Moose come over. He gets so excited. And so I took him off of his leash because he was so happy to come over. I figured he would run next door to the door, and he's been doing that consistently now. The last 2 weeks, I haven't had to like chase him around the neighborhood or anything. He's not consistently good at coming when you call. And so that's a problem. Especially where I live because, you know, there's a lot of distractions and I'm on a bus line and I don't want him to get hit by a bus or something crazy. But he is just, today he decided he saw a squirrel 2 houses across the street, and he decided that was it. He had to go for it. So he's running across the street. There is no point in me yelling for him. Once he's decided he's going, he's going. And it's not that he wants me to leave him. He sure doesn't want me to leave him. But he is really consistent gonna run. That's just how it is. This needs some brown on it. It's too white. Hold on. So, yeah. So when I come over here, of course, I'm chasing the dog. Arg. And now I know he's back on the leash again. And there's no letting him off. He's just not, I don't know. He's 4 years old, and I feel like if he hasn't learned to really consistently come when he's called by now, he's not gonna. Crazy dog. Okay, so I have this card base. I'm gonna put this panel on. Do I want to pop that up? It would look good popped up. But I don't want it popped up a lot. Sometimes what I'll do when I want to pop things up is I'll take scraps of paper and my glue, And I'll just where I want just a little bit of dimension to the card, but not, I don't need it popped up like gobs and gobs, right? So I just need like 2 layers of extra cardstock here. That way I don't have, thin foam tape sometimes is just too much. That's just how it is. Okay, so I'm going to put glue here. I'm gonna put glue here. I'm gonna put this on like that. And now I have my little panel. You know, one of the things that I cut out of this is the metallic message things. And so look at that. Woo! Isn't that pretty? Now I can put that banner across here with a Merry Christmas. I could put it at the top. No, I like it at the bottom. Look at that. I can put a message right there. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever. But look how beautiful that is. And just imagine like a few gems and done. So there's another one. Okay, let's do that other one that I talked about. I'm going to take a card panel and I want to use, I'm dying to use this new stamp set. And I think it'll be real sweet. You know, it's not every day that we get a brand new, close to my heart stamp set, right, to play with. So thank you, Stephanie. I love it. I'm going to put this on here and I'm just going to scrub it with my fingers a little bit. And I want to put polka dots in the background. What color, what color? I want them to be real sweet. So let me grab a pink. I should stamp this on the scrap paper first, but I'm not gonna. So we'll see how it turns out. I figured I can always cover it with a different panel, or you know, do something different with it if I want to. If I screw it up somehow. This is really nice because they actually interlock. The little dots interlock. I'm not good, you know, at interlocking all the time, but it is made that way. Okay, so there's that. Sweet. I love it. Now over here in my stash, I have some little gingerbread houses left over from my really cute honeybee set. Look how sweet that is. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I like this little one though. It's so cute. I wonder if I have a circle that would work. You know, I'm trying really hard not to have to cut anything. There's a little tag. I could do a little tag. It's not quite the right color. I love this. This color is great, but the house is too small for it. I have this cute little thing, but I would need some pink. I have this cute little frame. Wow. The only thing I'm not sure about is the brown. I see no comments, so I cannot tell if any of these are like winner chicken dinner. That's really cute. That's really bold. That's very bold pink. Let me see what else I have in here. That one's kind of nice because it's a little softer. Yeah, let's use that. All right, I'm liking that. Isn't that cute? Now, I probably have a decal or something that I can put behind here. I probably have a scallop. That would go really nice. See, I can pop that up. That is a really sweet little card, you guys. All right, so there's this one. And so I'm gonna put that together really quick. Now I could pop this panel up. I could make this all very dimensional. But just for the ease, like the simplicity of it, I'm just going to do it this way. I think I'm going to use my liquid glue on this one just for speed. This little frame right here that I'm using is, boy, I think it's Pink Fresh. It's either Anna Griffin or Pink Fresh. You would think I would know because I have all of my stuff right in front of me. I believe it's Pink Fresh. I love to, hey look, that'll work perfect from before, right? I love to use all these little parts and pieces that I have sitting around. And this is so awesome. I have a lot of little have a sweet Christmas, blah, blah, blah kind of messages. You know, those little bakey, bakey, you know, style, candy, have a sweet Christmas, and hope your holidays are sweet and all that kind of stuff. So I just need to grab a few of those messages. Look how cute. And I'll put that right down there at the bottom, just across. It'll be awesome. And, you know, it'll just be like a message, but not in red, maybe in white or something. Maybe even that brown. That's a great idea. I might pull that other brown out so that I remember to use it when I do my messages. I'm gonna put that there, and I'm gonna use that like a scrap. When I do my message, I'll stamp it and cut it out right there. And then I can put gems. And the other thing that I got out, which is really fun, is stickles, which means I could put snow on the roof. And I definitely will. All right, so there's that one. Okay, that's awesome. Let's do another, let's do a smaller panel. Let's see. So we have a card base, and I'm looking through. I have this one. Basically, I put that into my score, and I just scored every 1/16 of an inch down the center. And I just think that's very pretty, and it's very, very plain. You could do something like that. And then, wow, I think I'm going to do my little nutcrackers on this. And this is another one that I think needs a little bit of dimension, but not crazy dimension. So I'm just going to grab my scraps and glue something to the back to pop it up just a little. Now, I have to decide, do I want my things to go inny or outy? And I'm kind of liking how well that shows. So I'm gonna put my papers on this side. I know it's boring to watch someone glue. And especially when you watch somebody glue like this, where it's where I'm gluing lots of pieces to the back like this, and you think, gosh, it's like watching somebody watching paint dry or something. But what it does is it gives a little bit of elevation to my panel that it wouldn't have otherwise, and it will go through the mail like a dream, no problem. So that's awesome. And I can scooch it around a little bit. There, isn't that sweet? Now there's all kinds of stuff we could do to this. I have, let me see what I've got. I've got this tree. This would be really sweet on there. I have more snowflakes. I have some evergreen. You know, I might have a plan for that. I'm going to set that up here because I may use that in a minute. I have a couple of these trees. These are from that, what did I call that? Peaceful evergreens or something like that. And look how beautiful that is. I think that's the winner. I think that's what I'm going to do. So the first one, I'm just going to put down flat with glue. I could put a little strip of metallic under it, you know, like shimmer trim or something, but I really like how this looks. All right, ready? Glue, 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 glue. I know, yuck. Watching someone glue is not fun, but this way, I'm just gonna smoosh that down for a sec. Love that. Now this one, I'm gonna put a couple of dots on the back. And I'm gonna pop that one up. And here we go again. Dot, 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 dot. I just dot this around. I should have put adhesive on the back when I cut it out, but I don't even remember. I think I was making a card early in the season when I cut those out. Oh yeah, let me show you that. I have that still. Remember when I made this card? Like a bay window card? Look how gorgeous that is. That's when I cut those out. So these have been in my stash ever since I made that. That's been a little while. So what I love about this is that now I can put some gems or something on and make it real sweet. These iridescent gems are the ones that are in the clearance. I'm in love. Seriously, I want to say they were like $3, 3 something. And Look at how gorgeous they are. And they're so pretty on these all white cards. So yeah, I've been giving these away like crazy because I just think they're gorgeous. Now, the other thing that this needs is a message. I also have, okay, these are some messages left over from some classes that I had. Like, here's holiday cheer. I don't want to use gold. Oh, what fun. Noel. Oh, look, rejoice. That's nice. That adds a little bit of silver to the mix. This holiday cheer is really pretty. Ah, look how pretty that is. Yeah. What's this one? Walking in a winter wonderland. Believe. Just a plain Jane Merry Christmas is nice. Look at this. That works. I have a lot of gold for some reason. So I really love how this looks, and I feel like this needs popped up. I don't think you need to watch me pop that up to make that work. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my little gems on, and gosh, these are so beautiful. The other thing I think that will really add to this card is, oh, see, here's me again trying to make it more. But stickles on this, just a little bit, or wink of Stella on the branches, you know, like a little shimmer. Will add a little something to that, and I just love how it turned out. So there's that one. Okay, let me put this aside, and let's, oh, we could do a panel. Here's another thing that I have in my stash that I have not used. Just annoying that I haven't used that yet. And I have two ideas for that. Let me grab one of them. Gosh, remember how I have all these crazy panels in here? I know one of them was gray. Or maybe I don't need to do that. Okay. Jeesh. Who knows? It's probably in my other stack. But, all right. So let's build a base. We can have this base. How about some red? Now I have two different reds. I have a matte red and a shiny red, and you can like pick what you like. I'm gonna go with the shiny red. Really pretty. It's so beautiful. The problem I have with this metallic cardstock is it curls. It's very curly, which means you got to use a lot more adhesive than you normally would. But that's okay. It's so pretty. Well, hi, Heather. Oh, I'm glad, because I always like to hear what you have going on. I really like this circle. What I did was I cut the bigger circle, and then I laid it in place and laid the smaller die on, and I ran them both through the machine, okay? So that I could cut both sizes. So this one I cut big, and I could just use it just like that. And then this one, and then to line it up, I stacked them together, and I laid just the little circle where I wanted it, taped it in place, and ran it through my machine. So see how I have two layers there? I think that's really cool. And the other thing that would be really great is to have that a little bit dimensional, just a little bit dimensional. Not a lot, I don't need a lot, but it needs a little separation there so that you can see that there's 2 layers. And you can see that I left the red around the edge. And now I just need a little bit. I'm looking for my giant scissors because my whole craft table is covered. I should zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. It's crazy. So I'm going to put some down here. I don't really need all of this, so I'm going to put this up here. Okay, now I'm going to adhere this piece. I feel like these cards, even though they are kind of more basic, more simple than some of my other cards, they're going to be just as beautiful, if not even more so, because, you know, people love that kind of simplicity, and it really, gosh, it's so pretty. Look at this. I can put a message on here. I have this one. I'll put like a message at the bottom. Okay, so here is, this set is called Light the Year, right? And it's beautiful. The dies in it are beautiful. And I had planned on making a whole bunch of cards with this, and I just honestly ran out of time. So that's why I have so many of these cut. And I love how it looks. All right. So all I need to do is, do I have any of these colored? That would be nice. No, I don't. All right. So I have a lantern. I do have some greenery. Now I could keep it white, and I do think that white really does do something really sweet with that. Let me see. Boy, that's long. I don't need it that long. I might trim that a little bit. Something like that. That's sweet. I also have this. I cut these from that ice skating set. Not the ice skating, the sled set. This is another little greenery piece that I could put on there. That one's almost too small. Even if I doubled it, it would be like not enough. So I'm gonna put that aside. And then these are from that golden greenery, which too much. All right, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to stick with this one. I really like it. And then I have little candles in here. I have little bows. Now my candles are not stamped. Why didn't I stamp that? I could just put a glow in there and stamp the candle. I have oh, that's pretty, man. Okay, yeah, I don't have any candles done, so just a sec. Really quick, I have a little work to do on this little guy right here. The first thing is I need to put a glow inside. Now, how much yellow is on my brush? Oh, look, perfect. That's just leftover. That's leftover ink on my brush. This is why you know, should wipe your brushes off in between, because otherwise you may end up with some yellow on something. All right, and then I do want a little candle on there. Now, do I want it in black? That's a question. And I feel like I don't want it as tall. All right. I'm going to use a Posty. I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom of the lantern. And I'm going to make this candle shorter. And then when I take the Posty off, see how it's not as tall? I kind of like it not as big. There's something about that giant candle. I found myself, when I was using it on another card, I found myself cutting the candles off a little bit often. I just didn't love how that looked. Now, the other thing is this set has a really sweet little bow, and that bow is cute, but it's just a little dull, isn't it? Oh, it'll work. It'll work. Hold on, let me see this one. This one's stamped a little better. I'll use that one. Okay. We're going to put that away. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you know what? I really like this. This is nice. All right, so scissors. I have giant scissors. Here we go. This is too long. I'm going to chop this off, and it's just too much. So I don't need all of that, right? And I'm going to use some foam because I want this to be right here. And then this one, then I'm going to put this down, and it definitely has to be popped up. I really like how this looks. There's something about this that I just love. Okay. I'm going to trim this little off there. And this I'm going to put glue on. And we're going to glue this kind of across. I'm going to hold that down for a sec. In the meantime, here's glue on this pine cone, foam on this pine cone, and a little foam on the ribbon. The ribbon is cute. Hi, Karen. Oh my gosh, I want to see your cards. I can't wait. You should post some of your swap cards on here because, man, are they pretty. All right, so this candle needs just a smidgen of color. And I just stamped it, so it might be a little risky, but I am going to use my yellow, and I'm just gonna dab that flame, and then I'm gonna use my red okay. Wow, pretty. And then I think I need some shimmer. Ta-da! Okay, I really, really like this. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. And it, again, it needs some sparkles also. I think it needs color sparkles. Gold. Ooh, gold's pretty. See if I have any smaller. I'm almost out of gold, which is a shocker because I've not been in a gold kind of mood. I've been ready to jump into silver. Sorry, one just popped underneath my table. I don't know where it went. I don't know where that went, but it went flying somewhere. Okay, so pretty. I'll put the message here. Everything is attached. There's that card. I think it's gorgeous. Wow. Okay, are we ready for another? What time is it? Oh my gosh, I've been on here for an hour. You guys are probably like, are you done yet? Are you done? So I really want to use this panel, and I don't know. Should I use it with gold? See, I can put gold under. I can put a color under, and then put the panel on and see how it'll show through. Oh, that's very pretty. I like that a lot. I'm gonna do something like that. The red would show better though. All right, let me get red. Geesh. So this metallic cardstock, I have a couple of sources for it. The gold and silver you can get from Stampin' Up, and it is gorgeous. There is a brushed gold that is my favorite. As a matter of fact, I think I used it all up because I loved it so much. Look at that with the red showing through. Oh yeah, you can see that on camera. Pretty, pretty. That brushed gold is a winner. So that one is good. And then there is the red and the blue and the colors. Some of them I bought from The Paper Cut, which is a very small business in Wisconsin. And she has an amazing variety of Miri cardstock. It's called Mirri Miri cardstock, and it's shiny and beautiful, and not that expensive. And then I need a block or something to put on this so that'll dry. And then the other source that I have is Anna Griffin. AnnaGriffin.com. She has a lot of really great metallics. Okay, I'm gonna have to put something on that one I'm gonna put a weight on it over here off camera so that it will. Okay, so we can do another one really quick. The other one I thought about doing with that, I made a couple of like stencils, and you can highlight with ink, and then you can put like a snowflake or something inside. I love that idea. So I think I'm gonna do that really quick. What color should we use? How about a brighter blue? This will be risky. This is a risky color to try, but I want to try it. And what I'm going to do is I'm really going to tap this off. I want this light. And I'm barely touching this. Oh, that color is going to be great. Okay. All right. Stencil done. That is very beautiful. Let me just get that ink off of there so that I don't mess anything up. And then I will put this on. Oh, that's so pretty. And then walking in a winter wonderland. And I have another little stamp of snow that I could put across here. I also have a stencil that I can use on here. That would be really pretty. Or I could just stamp some snow on it. Like, you know, I have this type of snow. Oh, I like that idea. What other snow do I have? I think this is the one. I'm going to use it. So here's the thing though, I don't want it too bold, all right? But I do need a little, I don't know. Oh, gosh, that's really pretty. So if I put this on here, like that, and maybe just a real light. Get that out of the way. Down there. And then I feel like I need an actual snowflake. One of my favorite sets this whole season out of this Stampin' Up! Catalog has been this set right here. I feel like I have been using this thing like crazy. I absolutely love it. So I got it out because I was thinking I could stamp the church or something in there, and that would be beautiful too. Let's see. Do I have a snowflake out? I do. How about a little snowflake? An actual... Oh gosh, you guys, this is so fun. I know it's been an hour and I probably have lost you all, but seriously, this is so fun. So fun. Okay, I'm gonna stamp off. I need to stamp off on a piece of paper, not on my board. Stamp off and do a second generation. Gosh, I love it so much. It's so pretty. my gosh. So, I don't know what all you guys had planned on doing today, but thank you for joining me and having some fun. I'm like, honestly, Friday, I am so excited. I realized I forgot to open the advent calendar, the rest of my advent calendar, and we are at the end of the advent calendar. I mean, we are like almost to Christmas. So I am going to spend my Friday morning opening the rest of my advent calendar. And then next week, I have this little folio that is so cute. It's made out of a manila file folder, and I can't wait to make that with you guys. So that's my plan through the season. I don't know about silver. I might go back to these iridescents again. They're just so pretty. They're these little iridescent gems. They're so fun. There. Ta-da! Another card done. Okay, let me just show you what I've made so far, and then I'll make the rest off camera. And so we have the Winter Wonderland card. We have this little card, needs a message. We have this little card, needs some, that was from last week. This little sweet card needs some gems and a message. This one needs a message. I obviously needed to work on some messages, right? This one, I am going to put some of this pool party in. I'm going to get a pool party snowflake to go with that. And then we have this one. So I hope that you all have your Christmas prep going, and that you can find a little time to craft, because, oh, it's good for the soul. All right. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.